Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations. Your boy Malik Kilam, also known as Don Kilam. Malik Kilam Legacy Classes. This is the Sunday School edition. We're doing a special edition, doing the main focus on family law, child support. But you got to understand that most courts, it's basically all the same. It's all the same. And there's a couple key elements that I always deal with, when dealing with court, in status correction, in the OIG process. No matter what, there's always going to be a couple key things that you're going to see that remain constant, okay? That remain constant. So, if you have questions, and this is for everybody in the class. You know, I'm doing the online class. Everybody that's that dropped the $100 donation to sign up, I appreciate that. You got to know I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert. I do this for educational and informational purposes only, okay? And this stuff can be quite entertaining. I do this for entertainment purposes as well. Now, put a link in the chat. I want to follow along. I already put it in the chat. There's the link to the files. Like I said, if you're in the class already, respond to the email that you get if you don't have the link. But everybody should have the link. This is the one titled 12-6, all right? Color Law and Family Court. So there's a lot of different things. In there. And like, here's one thing that I do want to bring up. There's a book in there dealing with just sui juris. 188 pages. This is not Malik's book or Don Kilam's book, but I want you to see it. It's sui juris, the truth in the record, a process for the people to access the courts. Understand what sui juris means, okay? Meaning of sui juris. Of age and independent. The beneficiaries are all sui juris. So look how they even use it in the language. The beneficiaries are all sui juris. It was given to me, meaning the right to contract, okay? The right to contract. Peace and love to everybody just now joining. If you want to join the actual class and get the screen share, videos, and files, leave a $100 donation via the Cash App, secured party credit. It'll be in the description box below. You can also go on YouTube, Don Kilam, but you can go to malikkilam.com or donkilam.com as well and check out the classes, all right? $100 classes. Just make sure you put if you utilize Cash App, just make sure you put your email address in the memo box. Yes. I had over 116 people sign up for these actual Malik Kilam Legacy classes. They're going to be $100 until 2021, for the rest of the year. Check this out, sui juris. Sui juris. Peace and love, Michael. This says, having full legal rights or capacity. First known use of sui juris in 1675 in the meaning defined. Latin, of one's own rights. So understand, sui juris, right? They'll try to make you enter into a jurisdiction called pro se and make you file things pro se. Pro se is for their jurisdiction. Pro se is their court. This is why the opposer's name is prosecutor. Prosecutor. And anytime you accept them as a prosecutor or you as the pro se, then you're playing their game. So you got to understand that when dealing with this, okay? The pro se meaning You always have to clear the record. It means in one's own behalf. So, the right to appear pro se in a civil case in federal court is defined by statutes. Okay? So you gotta understand, sui juris is way older than the word pro se. Know that starting off. A lot of people gotta start breaking down the words. But, pro secutor, you're operating in their jurisdiction. Alright? So, to operate in contracts, you gotta understand you're always dealing with contracts. So you want to file sui juris, okay? Stay away from the pro se. Now, if you're following along with me, I want to show you because I got my name in Missouri, right? Missouri, Secretary of State. So look, check this out. Sometimes I talk to the people like they already know, right? So look, most states, if you're wanting to, you don't have to go to LegalZoom. You don't have to pay these extra fees to get your LLC done, right? You can go to your state Secretary of State online. Some places you have to do it with the county. Some places you can't do it online, all right? Check me out, I'm listening. Listening. But look, check this out. You don't have to pay these fees, okay? You don't have to pay LegalZoom or these extra people because they're going to charge you fees. All right? You can go to your Secretary of State website. It's really not hard. Right? I'm showing people, so this is Missouri right here. You got business right here. You see this? Secure party credit. It's active. But look, check this out. Remember, library, click here to create one, register a foreign LLC. Now, all a foreign LLC is say you have an LLC in California and you want to transfer it and do business in Missouri. It'd be a foreign LLC. So what I'm looking for is researching, right? I want y'all to see. So first and foremost, the word parent. When you break down the word parent, it means a pair who rents. Okay? A pair who rents. Pair rents. A pair who rents. Child or children. This means property of a corporation. So once you receive the government name, if you go to the Missouri Secretary of State website and look up the given name, the government name, Jeffrey Wayne McBride Jr., all capitalized letters, I have now converted it from the sole proprietorship to the LLC. All right? I put motivational speaker so I could get a service mark. Some people trademark the name. I got a service mark under my name. I utilized it as a service mark, as a motivational speaker. Let me know that this makes sense so far. This makes sense. Let me know that it makes sense. Yes. The parent. The pair who rents. They pay rent. Child means property of a corporation, okay? Let me know that it makes sense. Andre Butler said he's following along. It makes sense. So, in Missouri, my name is a business. And if you're in my classes already, you understand why my name's an LLC. Because with the government, your name is a sole proprietorship, which makes you liable for the debts. Now, if you're following along in the class and you're in the chat, let me know if you have any questions about your name being a sole proprietorship. Sammy AZ says, can you explain the added benefit of a motivational speaker? The reason being is so I could service mark my name because I'm utilizing a service. All right? So I can service mark my name. My name is now a service mark. Okay? A service mark and a trademark. So look. I'm Among the many benefits to the owners of federally registered service marks are the right to exclusive nationwide use of their marks within a limited scope of activities, the right to sue in federal court for trademark infringement, and a basis for applying to use the mark in foreign countries as well. So, you got to understand these corporations use your name. These corporations utilize your name because your name is so proprietorship. Clint says, would that be similar to a minister? Same thing. I'm considered a minister too. Ozzy says, so that's how some advantages over trademark or common law copyright. Do it all, whatever you can. Don't get against, the copyright is important as well. You should also copyright your name as well. Do all the above, whatever you can do to your name to prove that you have control of it, okay? So that you have control of your name. That nobody can stake claim and utilize this name. So if they print it on a piece of paper, no, you can't do that now. And every class, I try to burn the definitions in your head so you know them. So if anybody tries to tell you any different, you know them. All courts are tax courts if they're not created by Congress. If they don't have authority by Congress, it's a tax court. Any debt is an amount owed to the United States. The United States is a federal corporation. So, in order to play their game, United States means federal corporation, 28 U.S.C. 15A. So, in order to play the game, you're going to have to create your name as a business, as a corporation. Do you follow me? Does everybody follow me? If you want to play their game, it's a tax issue. We can't assess the tax. We assess the tax as we assess the tax in our individual capacity, and then in our business capacity, our authorized representative capacity, our chief capacity, whatever capacity you're standing in as a member of the LLC. You follow me? This is how you get remedy. You get remedy because they can only give remedy to the fictitious because it's all a game. All a game. So you'll never be able to call the shot unless you're coming from a title standpoint. Your title can't be person, starting off. Your title can't be black. If you're utilizing the social, your title can't even be white. And this is how important it is. They recognize you as a nationality. That's on the private side. That's how you assess stuff through paperwork. But when it's time to get cashed out, it's time to get paid, it's time to implement your fee schedules, it's time to get remedy, you're going to get remedy through the corporate side. And I went over this in the 1099 OID class too, because this stuff goes together. Russ wants to know the SIC code you use as consulting for your LLC. I know this pertains to business credit, but since you're discussing business, I thought I'd ask. No, this is pertaining to family law and color law. This is what we're going over tonight. I'm not trying to confuse the people. But dealing, I want y'all to see what this means, though, because this is important. So, SIC code is Standard Industrial Classification. And these are codes dealing with your banking, okay? And the only code that I utilize, okay, because we're talking about it, especially if you're doing an LLC, is for, you can utilize business consulting, which would be 8742, or you can use business management consulting, So business management, 8741. 8741, or business management consulting. And that's 8742. These are the SIC codes. And this is what I would utilize when utilizing a holding company. Because look, check this out. If you tell them that you want a holding company, they might use one of these, but you won't be able to get certain type of lending and funding. So this is why I use business consulting and business management, because you can hold their assets because you're consulting with these different businesses. And this does, like, I'm not even going to knock that, because you're dealing with different entities and businesses. Yes, you're welcome. There you go. So there's two different ways. There's two different ways you can go about the next step with dealing with your kids and your children, okay? Now, on the paperwork, you're always going to, because if say you're in child support or you're dealing with an issue, custody issue, they're going to call you the parent and they're going to label them the children, okay? They're never going to call you the father. They're never going to call you the mother. They're never going to say that's the son. They're never going to say that's the daughter. Do you understand? Let me know that you understand right now. Put that I overstand in the comments. I overstand. When dealing with the courts, they're never going to call you the mother. They're never going to call you the father. When dealing with DFS, any of these people, they're always going to label you as the parent. That is your status when dealing with them, and you accept this status. They're never going to say that's your son. They're never going to say that's your daughter. They're going to say it's your child or your children. Let me know that you understand. But I understand in the comments, so I know that you follow along and I explained it clearly. Nash says overstand. Kenny Elmore else says overstand. Sammy AZ says overstand. Russ says overstand. Nicole says overstand. Michael says overstand. Victor says 100% overstood. Stacy said overstand. So far, thank you. Ozzy says I overstand. Money. Dom says overstand. Munchie says overstand. Betty Taylor says overstand. Right, Quentin says overstand. We got everybody saying they overstand. All right, so I know that you're following along. So, there's multiple ways. I'm just giving you the simplest way to deal with these people, okay? Excuse me. When dealing with your kids, right? Now, check this out. Oh, oldest son's name. We'll look him up. Oldest son's name right here. You see it says active. Fictitious name, right? Fictitious name is also a DBA. All right? Fictitious name is also considered a DBA in some states. So, the registration of a fictitious name, Tariana Marquise McBride, business name to be registered. And who owns this name? 100% ownership of this name would be the Jeffrey Wayne McBride Jr. LLC. That is the parent. That is the child. If you're following along in the class with me right now, let me know that this makes sense. So, my oldest son's name is a fictitious name that is owned by the LLC. Money Palm says it makes sense. So, I'm going to say it again. I registered my kid's name as a fictitious name that is owned by the LLC. And I did this with all my kids' names, okay? Parent is a pair who rents. Child is property of a corporation. And then you do the same thing. You want to service mark this name. trademark it whatever you want to do. And you can trademark it under this LLC. You can even see the address right here. The address is an email address. And this is stamped by the Secretary of State. Russ says, yep, definitely makes sense. That's what I'm talking about, man. I need y'all to understand what's going on, right? If there's any particular reason you chose Missouri, because these are where the children reside. This is where my children reside. I was born in Illinois, raised in Missouri. I got children residing in Missouri. Monty Thom says, wait, what? An email address. That's next level. And the reason being, I had a court issue back in like 14, 15. They're like, his last known address was the email address. We can't contact him. So it was lawful on the record. They used the email address. Yes. The email address as an address. Yes. This right here is not an actual address. It's an actual business location. I have a physical property. I have physical land in a trust. This is at an actual location, okay? So, actual business location. And if we continue to search, you know, I got more than one kid. You know, I got other kids too. So, you know, look. Do this for all your kids. I can't make this up. You dig what I'm saying? So, I mean, all your kids. You do it for all your kids. Jay Fox says, that's funny. Your address is an email address. So look, so now, that being said, next thing. Child support. I'm gonna find it. Hold on, y'all. I'll make sure y'all get the right shit. This is one of them. So, I took a paternity test. They told me this little girl was mine, right? I want y'all to see what's going on. They if y'all been with me for a minute, y'all will see. Y'all done seen it before. My apologies. I'm just going to pull it up for you. I got to show y'all, man. When people always be asking for proof, I just show them my shit. I don't need to show them nobody else's. I can look my shit up. My shit is gravy. Boom, here we go. I don't know the court cases and shit. Y'all can see them yourself. But look, check this out. It literally don't take no time. So look, affidavit of termination of child support, affidavit issued. So when you're dealing with these entities, here we got right here. Clint says, can you use your email for your LLC Addy? Listen, don't do that if you don't know what you're doing, man. Y'all get a virtual address because you want to build business credit with it. If you're using a fictitious name, you got the email address, you're not gonna be able to build business credit with that. Just know that. I learned the game and did this shit so I can get out my jams that I was in. Okay? I wasn't worried about trying to build no fucking generational wealth. I was just trying to get out of shit, right? My heart got pure. I learned different shit. You follow me? But look, no, affidavit is what you use. Affidavits. Utilize affidavits. Now look, I used the affidavit of termination of child support. Created myself. This affidavit was issued. When you capture the name and say that name is yours now, because when anytime, say the child's mother is putting you on child support, right? If she does that, then she's giving up her rights to the family support office, all right? Or whoever is called in your local area, all right? She's giving up her power of that child. Follow me? Giving up more rights, giving up more power. They can act on your behalf and demand money from people. And they're going to give you certain benefits such as food stamps and Medicare. And so, when I said I own the name, you don't. Prove that you own the name. I don't care what she says. Show me the certificate. I can show you a certificate of good standing. If I show you a certificate of good standing, that right there is status correction. They're showing I have proper status. So, when I prove these things, this was done in April. This was April 14th. Affidavit of termination of child support is automatically agreed by the child support office. What could they say? What could they do? Judgment entered. It literally took 2 weeks. 2 weeks when we did this. All right? So, I need y'all to know what's going on before we go any further. So, when you have understanding of what's going on with this, okay, then you can move forward and start moving in the courtroom. Right? Sui juris. Yes, always file sui juris. Now, there's different jurisdictions anytime dealing with them. All right? With your kids, this is called an affidavit of parentage form. Affidavit of parentage form. You can fill this out as well and put this on with your counselor's office. You can put this on with the your district courts, your local courts, your county courts. You need to understand the people who have true jurisdiction is going to be your local county courts. They have jurisdiction to do land proceedings and proceedings. You're considered from the land and the water, so they truly have jurisdiction over the land. You came from the land, they truly have jurisdiction over you, so you can start getting your rights back with your local county courts. You got the child support dismissal right here, and I'm going to go over this because I know there's a lot of people out here, it might not necessarily be you in the class, but this is important. Child support dismissal. I want to go over this really quickly because you need to understand how you can get out of this. You can't, listen, until you bring this up, they're just going to keep doing what they're doing. Judicial review of facts and evidence or lack of evidence demanding immediate dismissal and discharge of all support orders created by expedited processes in this court. The support orders were created without due process of the law. The support orders are always created without due process of law with child support due to the fact that there was no hearing. There was no court hearing. And the judge handed down some type of judgment. I'll say it again. Due process was never granted because a judge handed down an administrative judgment without a court hearing. Now, I hope this makes sense. A fundamental requirement before life, liberty, and property can be deprived. Support orders are used to deprive a man of the property, and it's clear violation of due process of law under 5th and 14th Amendments and expedited processing under 45 CFR 303. Victor says it makes 100% sense. I'm glad it does, King. Demand, and we always demand. I know I'll be throwing out words that scare y'all, but a demand in the courtroom means assertion of a legal right. Assertion of a legal right. This is why they have demand notes, because it would be a legal right, okay? Demand for dismissal and discharges without time restraints for the support orders being used to deprive the property of a man and were created in violation of due process. Now, instead of motions, some people put motions for dismiss. A motion, when you file a motion, you're asking the court's permission to move. You're asking the court's permission to move. It's a game. It's a chess now. Chess. You're playing the black and white game now. It's chess. You file a motion, you're asking them to move. Does this make sense? And any judgments made in violation of due process of law is a void judgment. Any judgments made in violation of due process of law is a void judgment. Void judgments pursuant to the Supreme Court of the United States are null, which can be attacked directly or collaterally at any time in any court. This demand for dismissal and discharge is requiring the court to remedy by immediately dismissing and discharging the support orders for prejudice. So we're giving them a chance. We're giving them remedy. We're giving them a chance. Pursuant to 45 CFR 303.101/C4, the support hearings are expedited processes requiring due process and equal protections of law, followed by judicial review and confirmation before any support orders may be rendered to start the process of depriving property for child support. The judicial confirmation of support orders will not follow, rendering all support orders void without legal force. Child support must be proven by paternity testing or paternity acknowledgement. Without confirmed paternity, any support order is void without legal force. The support orders used to deprive property of a man are in violation of due process and equal rights of law by presumptions. Presumptions are a violation of due process clause in the 14th Amendment by using state laws which violate the United States Constitution, which is the law of the land. This court's reliance upon any and all presumptions is a violation of a man and rights of due process. Due process of law is required before the deprivation of life, liberty, and property. It is very important that due process of the law and equal protection of laws follow to ensure there are no conclusive presumptions being used in the deprivation of a man and the life, liberty, and property. The United States Supreme Court has held many times that presumptions cannot be used to bypass constitutional guarantees, as well as presumptions being used as stealthy encroachments upon constitutional rights of a man, requiring that the court to maintain its mandate. All right? And there's some more, man. Let you know what to fill out, man. Listen, I make this stuff. This is 26 pages, right? 26 pages. And breaking down the definitions, okay? You demand that these items be removed from the records unless this title, IVD court, can provide evidence it was authorized. You got to understand, look, man. Listen. This is 26 pages, a demand for dismissal for child support, right? Look, check this out. I'm not going to go through the full 26 pages. But look, if we can later on in life, but I need you to know the courts is always your courts, and then the court is always held on paperwork. The courts is always held on paperwork. When you go to court, it's play. So don't worry about the paperwork then. You can't fucking try to prove your point and try to argue with them. You just act like the court is yours. Ignore the ass. The court is yours now. You got to do what I say. It's on the record, right? This is a court of record, right? So I just want to make sure everybody in the class so far has got the main gist of what's going on with family court and child support. All right? And this is just going to go on and on. Black laws. It's going to go case law, CFR, all this is why child support is not correct. Okay? Why it's illegal. Everybody says they're following is very clear. Okay, yes sir, yes sir. He says, I'm going to pop their ass with that. He says, those are real nuggets, bro. Definitely makes sense. All right, so check this out. Next. Else is very clear. Next, as people follow along, I know that the kids have already been taken from you, okay? You're one of those jams, right? Look, boom, first and foremost, make sure you do an attorney termination, right? Rescind all signatures. We always rescind all signatures. Remember this. Rescind all signatures and all surety. That's in the status correction class, right? And then next, attorney termination. I would send this a power of attorney termination. I would send this to the state, the family support office, all of that, based on your kids. You send that shit in. That's your kid too. I didn't agree to that. I didn't make you part of this. You follow me? I didn't bring you part of it. I didn't bring you on the state. See, when you get a birth certificate and you sign it, the mother is bringing, it's the father signs it. You're making the state have the same amount of rights in that relationship with your child. They can interfere in your rights now. You're making them trustees of the trust of your legal affairs and your labor and anything that it is that you do. You're pledging your whole life and labor to the state with the birth certificate, okay? So make sure you fire people. Rescind signature and rescind surety. All right? Let me see if this is the right one. Look, I got files in there. Let you know what the birth, estate, and certificate trust is. And this is giving you Internal Revenue Manual codes as well. All right? Yes. She says, I am the mother who wants to cancel receiving child support. Do I send that letter? I would send a letter to the state chief financial officer of that support division. Every state has a CFO of the support division, family support division, right? Look up the chief financial officer and you send them an affidavit and tell them you want to rescind and cancel all contracts and that you want to resolve all contracts with them. wish not to be any beneficiary with them and all that. Yes, send them with a W-9, attach a W-9 always. Some you're gonna, and you know, you can just tell them you want access to all their counties as well. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna bring something up too. So this right here. But yeah, you just tell them you don't want them in your business no more. This right here, you can put this on the record with your county deeds office as well. And then when you get it sent back to you, put it on file with everybody. But definitely get it notarized and put it on file with everybody. I named it Affidavit Declaring Truths. And what this breaks down is, it says, as such, the hidden or unrevealed contracts that supposedly create obligations to perform for persons of subject status are inapplicable to me and null and void. If I have participated in any of the supposed benefits associated with these hidden contracts, I have done so under duress for lack of any other practical alternatives. So you can even put that in the contract, okay? Put that in a letter that you send them. Any such participation does not constitute acceptance in contract law because of the absence of full disclosure of any valid offer and voluntary consent without misrepresentation or coercion. Under contract law, without a valid voluntary offer and acceptance knowingly entered into by both parties, there is no meeting of the minds and therefore no valid contract. Any supposed contract is therefore void ab initio. Types of examples of such compelled and pretended benefits are the birth certificate. The fact that the birth certificate was granted to me by a local hospital or government agency when I entered this world is irrelevant to my sovereignty. No status, high or low, can be assigned to another person through a piece of paper without the recipient's full knowledge and consent. Therefore, such a piece of paper provides only hearsay, date, and place information only. It indicates nothing about jurisdiction, nothing about property, nothing about ownership, nothing about rights, and nothing about subject status. The only document that can have any legal meaning as it concerns my status in society are those which I have signed as an adult with full knowledge and consent, free from misrepresentation or coercion of any kind. My birth certificate or warehouse receipts have been redeemed and accepted for value in a UCC-1 filing. Signed and dated, received, recorded. Listen, and with your kids, when you do this for your kids, you're going to do the filing from your LLC name. Okay, you understand? You do the filing from your LLC name. And your kids, everybody, when you do it from the holding company because you're a business management consultant. You're managing businesses. You're a trust administration. However you want to look at it. If you're in a class right now, do you follow me? When utilizing UCC-1, which I'm going to do a class over this too. When utilizing UCC-1, you're going to have to do it from a holding company. You're going to have to do it from a company because the courts only recognize corporations. Now, first, the UCC-1 only provides evidence of the lien. There has to be an actual security agreement in place, an actual agreement notarized, an actual agreement in place, an actual contract in place. Everyone says exactly, yes, sir, thumbs up, overstand. So look, check this out. An actual security agreement. Let me see if I can pull this up for you. And all the apps that I utilize off them. I get these off my trade lines. All the apps that I utilize and make stuff on, I get them off my trade line. So I got this off Business Credit, Quicken Legal Business Pro. But look, create a document. You know, there's different things right here. But look, security agreements for buying business assets. All right? So, enter the date. The buyer signed the promissory note. Say your child was born December 1st, 2019. You know, everybody says put the bond at like $1 billion or whatever, right? We need to put an interest rate, right? So look, Malik Kilam. So Malik Kilam, LLC. We're utilizing Missouri already. Missouri. This is at 420 High Street, St. Louis, Missouri. Who's selling? Don Kilam. DonKilam.com is selling. He's selling Don Kilam Trust Company to Malik Kilam, right? And then you would just put the information about the secured party, you know, the security interest, your hold harmless agreement. You know, a lot of people have already seen a security agreement that they put in the UCC ones, right? So like I could pull one up real quick. I see y'all in the chat. I'm gonna check the chat in a minute, okay? I see y'all. I just want y'all to know I see y'all. Everybody out there, man, if you want to join this class, it will be on the YouTube. The screen share is for the YouTube members only. Become a YouTube member, you can do that as well. But you can join this class by sending $100 in the Cash App Secured Party Credit. Secured Party Credit and the Cash App. You can go to DonKilam.com or MalikKilam.com as well. And most of y'all know what a security agreement looks like. So I'm going to pull a security agreement up real quick. You got to make sure you create your own, you have your own security agreements, right? You have your own security agreements in place. So, you know, most of the time the security agreement looks correct. Download it. There it is. We pull up the security agreement. I'll pull up all my CNN. This security agreement doesn't even have nothing in it. Look, most security agreements, man, I got one for you. Let me find it. So, you know, it describes the parties. If you have a real trust established, you know, then the second party is usually the live natural man. This is the ones they usually do, but it looks something like this. But I utilize it with corporations and corporations only. You follow me? Now, You know, and then you would just put the terms of agreements. Look, this says all schedules, all filings, all accounts, all bonds, all oaths. You see all of this right here. This is the actual agreement right here. So you put this in there. This would be the actual agreement that you have. Secure all the property. This is like your power of attorney over your property now. Can't nobody stake claim to it. And you know, you could say you're doing this, you're getting proceeds. Look, proceeds. You gotta understand. So look, I'm just typing some stuff in because I want you to see how easy it is. If you're pledging additional property, put in the property. Keep the secured property at the buyer's place of business. Maintain and repair the property. Obtain seller's consent to sell or transfer the property. Pay taxes on the secured property. Insure the secured property. Provide proof of insurance to the seller. Allow seller to inspect the property. Then you have to enter the address where you want to enter or where you want to keep the property secure. Using property as, we'll put holding property beneficial. Was that wrong? Holding property beneficial interest until loan is repaid in full. So you're holding the beneficial interest of everything. You just put 30. Whatever. Whatever law, in whatever state you're in, pick that state. It says, do you want to include an alternate dispute resolution clause in your security agreement? I'm going to click yes. We'll put mediation and possible litigation. You may name the mediator now, or you may wait and select the mediator if a dispute arises. Do you want to name a mediator now? We'll put yes. We'll name a mediator, you know? And who's our mediator going to be? We'll put us. That's our, you know? Like I said, I always deal with businesses now. I always deal with businesses. So the mediator is going to be my strawman name, LLC. And if you want to include attorney fees or whatever. Oh, it's just add a signer. Then boom, we'll add the signer. This is why I got all these aliases. So boom, there's a basic security agreement. Now, find somebody to get to notarize this for you. or if you have somebody else involved, whatever, just get it notarized. Or just sign it and date it. As long as it's signed and dated, it's good. It's lawful and legal. That's a security agreement. Plan says each kid will be a separate business or LLC. Each kid will be a separate fictitious name or DBA. You don't want to get caught up in making separate businesses, because then you'll be inquiring a bunch of different fees and a lot of different paperwork. Fictitious name or LLC, owned by the LLC. Does everybody understand that in the class? Sammy AZ says, can you do this with multiple businesses and lien on businesses and real estate? Yes. But make sure it's a lawful business that you own. Only you can stake claim to these businesses that you're creating security agreements on. Only you can. Only you can. So if you're trying to deal with somebody else's business, don't do that. You can't do that. It says, so once you get the LLC, you have to file tax returns for the LLC as well as the straw man. The beneficial interest goes to a trust. If you understand anything about trust and your true status correction, all right, that's a whole different business class. We're not going to talk taxes right now. But a sovereign does not have to pay taxes. A true nationality, somebody who's declared nationality, does not have to pay taxes. They're exempt from that. A trust does not have to pay taxes if it's set up correctly. This is when you have to learn trust law. You're getting into a whole different class, okay? Learn trust law and contract law. That's the business side. We're not going to talk taxes tonight. I'm not going to talk about corporations and LLCs tonight. Which one's better? None of that. Sammy AZ says, understand. Farrell Tut says, yes. Yes. Dealing with your kids on the record. And this is part of the status correction process too. Understanding your name is the business. And then if you go to my page in the YouTube page and look up Don Kilam, you'll see how I beat a virtual court case. All right? I had a virtual court case, and I beat the virtual court case. So, we're back to the affidavit declaring truth. So, I still got it up here. We'll put it up. We'll talk about the use of the identification number. The number normally assigned to persons of subject status, I use it under duress only because of the extreme inconvenience of operating without one in today's marketplace, where it is requested by banks, employers, vendors, and many other government agencies and businesses. My reason for using it is not because I wish to participate in the system, as I don't wish to participate. Let it be known that I use the number assigned to me for informational uses only, if at all. Fiat currency, because you're considered a tax expert if you use fiat currency. Now, everybody that's following me right now on the Instagram, man, it's about to shut off. So make sure you join the class. Check the description box and drop a donation. Secure Party Credit, man. I appreciate the love. Much peace and love. Prosperity is your birthright. Yes. So, we've only used the use of fiat currency to charge debts. So you got to understand, that's what you're doing. You're giving them a note to discharge your debt. I feel like it's so crucial to overstand and understand this part of what's really going on with the bills of exchange to offset debts. So, the use of a bank account with your signature on the bank signature card, and if there's any hidden contract behind the bank signature card, because some people say there's a hidden contract And I say there is a hidden contract because you got to understand they're FDIC insured. So I would guess and speculate that yes, there's a hidden contract. Now, they'll know the past tax returns, driver's license, state plates, if you declared you as a citizenship, past voter registration, marriage license. If your children are in public schools, then the use of semantics, which is the words that they use to get you under their jurisdiction, such as person, address, mail, residence, motor vehicle, driving, passenger, employee, income, and many others in ways different from the common uses are so to be associated with the subject or slave status, meaning nothing in real life. So, it's these words that make you the slave status. It's the words that make you the slave status, okay? But hold on, man, because I got this one person that keeps hitting me up. Hey, listen, if y'all hit me up so many times, then I'll just refund y'all shit because it's not even worth it. Real shit, people be getting mad at me. I feel some people are just retarded. Hey, like, I'm not trying to talk bad. I don't feel like God makes mistakes. So I think he just makes perfect retarded motherfuckers. Real shit. Excuse my language, I know it's Sunday. That's what they say. But it's nighttime right now. It's Sunday, but it's nighttime right now. You understand what I'm saying? You feel me? You follow me? Corey G said LOL. Sammy AG says LOL, man. You know, gotta switch it up for a second, man. For real. Real touch cracking up, man. Our people ain't got no common sense. Listen, you gotta go through some shit, man. Y'all gotta really go through some shit. Look, y'all sitting here replying to me about certain things that happen in your life, but look, you made yourself go through that shit. You led yourself to that situation. Who else can you blame? You want to cry to Don Kalam. Help me, Don. Help me, Don. Drop a donation. Now, I might holler at you while you're trying something. Where was you, man, while I was rudely interrupted? I'm like, how am I getting class? The motherfuckers label you a scam. I get tired of that shit. I'm talking about you don't respond these days. You listen, they'll send you a text these days. Listen, I'm going to show you how this business works out here. They'll send you a text, you don't respond. In 5 minutes, they'll label you a scam. Fuck out of here, nigga. I'll sleep. Retarded, motherfucker. I see why you broke. So look, man, powers of attorney, we do those. You already see I got the W-9s. Now, and this is with dealing with any other court case. You know? So let me, before I get to the bid bonds, before I get to the bonds, and I'm giving y'all all the information, look, y'all are going to have to read some shit. All right? Y'all are going to have to read. This is all, look, this is all dope today, man. Do you see all this shit? So look, if your children was taken from you, look, all you have to do once you have the status updated correctly for you and your kids correctly, you know, if you was to file a lien on the LLC, right, and you know the LLC is doing business as the children's names, you would add that to the UCC3. Follow me? Now, and I appreciate you, Victor. Victor always sending donations, man. So I can't even get mad when he asks questions. But look, sample letter requesting return of personal property date. The lender name, lender address, whatever. My children, describe their names. They were stolen from you and where they were stolen from. I demand that you return to me the children and personal property along with a fee, which we can consider as a damage agreement for the children immediately. You do not have a right to keep my children nor my personal property or to force me upon court and regulations to recover my children. You do not have a secured interest in the children. The children is already lawfully secured, evidence on a private trust and UCC1 agreement. If you do not return the children, You may be liable for conversion, negligence, and remedies provided by the Uniform Commercial Code. See RCW 62A9A625. Contact me as soon as possible to tell me when I can recover the children. You just keep sending them demand letters. Now look, you got the Form 56. You are going to have to fill this out when dealing with the courts, right? So look, you got the court and administrative proceedings right here, Part 3 on page 2. That's important to know and understand, right? So I do got the template in there for you, all right? So I'm gonna find it. Let me find it. Let me start from the bottom. Start from the bottom. Now we're here. Got the notice to the police. I got you covered on all this, man. That's why you gotta look in these files and see what's going on. And after class, I always upload the screenshots. I upload the videos. I upload it as an audio. Whatever you need so you can listen to it too. I thought there was a template in there. Boom, here it is. Well, boom. Anytime you see it for a straw man name, that's going to be your all capitalized name because they're looking at your name as a sole proprietorship. Put your address that they're utilizing, all right? Now, if you already got the virtual address set up, go ahead and use the virtual address because you can switch it up. Put your social in there. It says identifying number. You do it social with the social with dashes. Now, the fiduciary's name right here, that is going to be the judge's name, and the DBA is the judge. You're doing the judge and who they work for. So say you put DBA, judge, and then the county judge, the state judge, wherever they're at, chief judge. Mark other and put describe appointment of fiduciary, debtor, and creditor. And that's it. And I would sign this in all capitalized letters. The title would be authorized representative, CEO, whatever. And then the date. Friend says, this is a Moab, brother. Mermunchi says, gratitude. Pharaoh touches the GSA is important. You escaped shaking my head. Lucky said, what's up, King? What's good, King? Yeah, I got people hitting me up last night talking about you woke their ass up. I'm already knowing, bruh. I'm already knowing. 4G says, keep that shit 100. Lucky done woke up. Hella motherfucker. I was trying to tell somebody, man. Dude said, look, man. Look, dude came to one of my seminars. He was like, look, I think he was from Mississippi, but he said, man, I'm racist. I don't even like white people, man. He said, I'm shaking your hand right now because I'm lucky. He said, Lucky says, you the man? So you the man. Real shit. I'll never forget that shit. Real shit. Now, so directions for a case. He said he was racist. Yeah, that was real shit. He kept it 100. So, get documents notarized always. Always put 2-cent stamps on top of the document. Sign through the stamps as the postmaster. Sign the back of the documents like a check. Sign and date with all rights reserved without prejudice on the back, right? Stacy said, lucky is the truth. That's why I'm here, and I'm thankful for you both. Hey, well, I appreciate you, Stacy. I remember she said, I'm taking your class because Lucky said to take it. Hey, Lucky, you out here waking motherfuckers up, boy. Maybe he's Jesus. Hey, no offense, man. I'm not trying to talk bad. I'm not trying to discredit nobody. I'm just saying, man, maybe he's saying, he's a descendant. You follow me? Dude's in tune. But look, man. Sign the back of the documents like a check. Sign the back of the document like a check. Sign and date all rights reserved without prejudice. Attach to Form 56. Fill out like the illustrations, okay? Attach the W-9 and a 1099 OID and the standard forms. Okay, and these are all left blank starting off. Unless you know what you're doing, you got a broker on your side here. You dig what I'm saying? Attach the promissory note as well. I didn't show you the promissory note, right? I'm going to show you the promissory note. So when I first started getting people out of child support, before I knew the tax, before I knew everything was the tax, we was offsetting with promissory notes. We would update our status and we was offsetting with promissory notes. No lie, I can't make this up. So you can get as creative as you want with your promissory note, right? It's your promissory note. Do what you want. This is your money. This is coming from your trust, right? Because all promissory note is saying, look, I'm going to pay when I got gold. Especially if you got a real trust backed by silver or gold. They're going to have to take it. They're going to have to take it. Now, if it was me, I would no longer go to court. I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert, okay? I do this for educational information purposes only. I would no longer go to court, all right, after sending certain things. All I would do, if it's my kids, it's child support, I would send demands. I ain't got to go to court. Now, if you feel you need to go to court, you need to go there and get your information and learn that shit, right? If you have your name copyrighted, trademarked, all that, service marks, they cannot use your name no longer without your permission or their name. Always send everything certified mail to the clerk of courts and make sure you send it to their actual name, such as Jane Doe doing business as Illinois County Clerk, Missouri County Clerk. Since it's going to court, it's going to Commerce Award. Not good when you're an enemy of the state. That's right. You have to go in there as friends of the state. If this is not legal advice, if you need legal advice, please seek counsel. This is for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. All right? And that's what I put together for you on directions for the case, man. So that's why I know it's not deep direction. But once you start understanding what's going on, then you understand. So with the Form 56, that's appointing them as a fiduciary for the tax, on the tax side with the IRS. All right, the IRS will understand that. But in the court, go ahead and make you, listen, label everything as exhibits, because if they don't file it, they're tampering with evidence. So with this, always make sure I do a letter side. Always do an affidavit side. Affidavit is money. Affidavit is money. You need to understand, affidavit is the money. It's like a check. That's how you create the current, all right? So, power of authority, the appointments, the authorities, you're appointing the judge, okay? The judge is the IRS agent, okay? Let them know the duties of the fiduciary. These are the duties right here. These are the duties right here. But if you was watching, I just did a video. I'm going to say this again, yes, the W-9s are left empty, yes. Why would you fill out a W-9? You're requesting their taxpayer identification, all right? They're here to negotiate, endorse, or ledger the instruments against the account for the benefit of the beneficiary. And this is acceptance and refusal right here. It says, this contract shall be deemed to have been accepted by the fiduciary if a refusal to the appointment authorities and duties is not received by the principal given above within 10 days of the postmark of this contract. Any refusal of this contract must be accompanied by a sworn affidavit signed under penalty of perjury and stating that the fiduciary does not have the capacity, authority, obligations, and duty to set off, settle, and close the account, accept an appointment as fiduciary, negotiate, endorse, or ledger the instruments against the account for the benefit of the beneficiary, perform the duties as a custodian pursuant to Form 91, ledger the information returned against the account held by the financial institutions for the benefits of the beneficiary, and issue a statement of account showing a $0 balance for the account to the principal. If the fiduciary needs additional time to perform the duties set forth in this contract, the fiduciary may request said additional time by written request to the principal within 10 days from postmark of the contract, and said request must provide good cause. Any request for additional time shall not exceed 30 days from the postmark of this contract. The principal preserves the right to deny any request for additional time. So this goes with the Form 56. Now, if you know what you're doing, if you go in the courtroom, you don't need none of this paperwork. You just go in there and state the shit and stand on your square. Y'all scary. Y'all get all caught up. Y'all get in y'all's feelings and get fearful. Your Honor, I appoint you. Your Honor, I appoint you as my honor-bound, duty-bound fiduciary. This will be a level playing field. I remove all boxes and all planes from this courtroom. This will be a level playing field. Now, handle my business. Because it's just a game. Court is just a game. I know this looks like a lot of paperwork, but it's not. When you start understanding the game, you know how to move next. So now you got your fiduciary appointed. You're your power of attorney, right? You appoint yourself as power of attorney. Here's the power of attorney form. You know how to revoke powers of attorney. If you have an attorney already, they appoint you one. Look, man, we letting you go, bruh. As a matter of fact, attach a W-9. We need to see who you work for. Because you're part of this case now. You're a witness now. Follow me? So this is the notice of release of legal counsel. You're no longer my legal counsel. You cannot represent my corporation because it's a corporation. We don't appoint you. You don't have power over here. You don't have no power over here. You're not going to be a spy. Look, this truth affidavit right here is the power of attorney and the nature of supplemental rules for administrative and maritime claims rules of C6. Grant of exclusive power of attorney to conduct all tax, business, and legal affairs of the principal person. The power of attorney in fact, and it's your legal, your all caps name. Okay? It's going to be your all caps name right here. And this is going to be lawful for the courts, for maritime. This is making you the grantor. You're the title owner and the attorney in fact with this autograph. All right? Now, once you have these in play, because there's certain steps, you got to do the steps, man. There's reasons y'all letting them you get thrown off the square. You don't know what to do next. You get lost and confused, you know. And I did re-include the book, Creditors and Their Bonds, I do believe, which is a free book. You can find this book in any forum, anywhere, but you need to read it. Creditors and Their Bonds. No, I don't see it right here. I thought it was in here. But it's a book that you need to read so you understand what's going on. In the War Power Act, okay? And they make you an enemy. And you go on the court. You're trading with the enemy. A lawsuit is an act of war. The courtroom is a battlefield. Rules of court are rules of engagement. Okay? And just type off. The courtroom is a battlefield. Rules of court are rules of engagement. Civil procedure is battlefield strategy. You know, and that's the everything I'm going over, basically. All right? The War Power Act of 1933. All right? So, you appoint them. But everything in court is always on paper. You're docking your vessel. That's why it's called an affidavit. We always appear by special appearance. Special appearance. You never want to claim that person. You're there by special appearance. And you're always there to challenge subject matter jurisdiction. A special appearance is an appearance solely for the purpose of testing the jurisdiction. A special appearance is the purpose of testing the sufficiency of service on the jurisdiction of the court. You're not asking for their power of jurisdiction. They're asking for their subject matter jurisdiction. But once jurisdiction is challenged, it must be proven. The law requires proof of jurisdiction to appear on the record of the administrative agency in all administrative proceedings. In the name of the book, I'm going to put it in the file. Don't worry about it. It's creditors and their bonds. Creditors and their bonds plus the hidden commercial court process. American Debtors Prison. It don't say who it's made by. But very important book to read. So you understand what's going on with these bonds behind the scenes. Why it's important to understand about the bid bonds, the performance bonds, the payments bonds, the hazard bonds, the Miller Act bonds. All municipalities, all officers have to have certain bonds because they're operating in the public. They have to have bonds for the public in case they damage the public. But yeah, so when you appoint these judges, you appoint them to fill these things out. Boom, there's the bid bond. This is what they're filling out and sending to the district courts before it gets converted to a security. This is it. You see the principal. There's the corporate seal. Then they convert it into individual sureties and corporate sureties. They're converting you into shares right here from your instruments that you're creating with the courts. These are the documents right here. Performance bond is what's used to make sure you're compelled to come to court. If you don't come to court in this performance bond, if you don't come to court, then you can go to jail now. So understand what a surety is. A surety. A surety. They make you the surety. Your body becomes surety for the corporation name. Okay? Your body becomes surety for the corporation name, which means you are held liable for whatever the corporation does. The names are sole proprietorship. So when you go in there as an LLC, you go in there as a special appearance, you go in there and not claim to be the name. They can never be able to label you as surety. Let me know that this makes sense. That it makes sense in the chat. Here we go. We got the payment bond when it's time to pay. This is filed. I understand what's going on. The affidavit of individual surety. As you go on, you'll learn how to, Victor says 100% makes sense. J Fox says 100% makes sense. Nicole says makes sense. Stacy put a thumbs up. Beer Game Tackle put 100. Russell makes sense definitely. Pearl Touch says yes, makes sense. Everybody's saying it makes sense. So yes, this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing behind the scenes. Reassurance agreement for a bond statute performance bond. When you're agreeing, when you're saying you understand the charges, this is what's being created behind the scenes based on your behalf because you appointed them as trustee. Okay? Because you appointed them as a trustee. This is why you have to revoke surety, revoke signatures, revoke all contracts with this corporation. And this is how you do it. You know, you start by appearance, special appearance, getting your status updated, going to the court, sui juris. You know, understanding that this is the contract law. So you're under words and contracts. What you say goes, though. Whatever you say you understand is what's going to happen. Whatever you say goes. There's different definitions of status. What is status? The status of a person is his or her legal position or condition. Certain rights and duties for certain capacities and incapacities of a certain class for a certain person constitute a certain condition or status. So status pronounces what you actually have the rights for. Look, for the 100th time, if you don't have access to the files, then you need to respond to the class email. Say, hey, I need access to the files. I don't have access, so I can have your email. Respond to how you got access to the class files. There's the link. Once again, save it, put it down, so y'all can quit asking me. Like, how does 80% of the class got access and you got 20% that doesn't? Like, I don't get it. Y'all check everything. It all works on my end. I haven't had no complaints. So, that's on your end. Update your app or whatever. All my videos are working. They're updated. I watched them all. I made sure I looked at everything. Double checked on multiple accounts. So that's on your end. Now, back to class. I don't want to stop class on some bullshit. Yeah, so the bonds, man. The bonds. And then status. So, this is all wrong with the status. I don't even know where it is because somebody needed the fucking link. So I'm talking about. Y'all see it's just me, damn it. So, status pronounces what you actually have the rights for. A citizen is not a person entitled to constitution, her status in court. Again, a citizen is not a person entitled to a constitution, her status in court. We'll go ahead and get all these for you. So, some examples of status: state citizen, resident, national, American national, foreign resident, tourist, secured creditor, single, married, etc. Russ says he's got all the classes and files thus far. Can you watch all the videos? Thank you. The status is critical of how you will be treated under law. You need to understand that. So status is proper standing to present itself to court. Standing has requirements, such as the injury in fact, must have suffered or will suffer. Causation, connections between the injury and the conduct complained of and not to result of some third party in front of the court. And, I mean, there's different things to say in court. Go through that, man. I'm not going to go through all this today, but just know they don't have authority. They're coming from a foreign jurisdiction. You have authority. What gives them authority that's greater than your higher power if you didn't hurt nobody? You follow me? Tell them to always put the delegated authority before you. Because the delegation authority is supposed to come from Congress. Where's the authority coming from? The authority is coming from you. Okay? Always say, are they attempting to create a constitutional crisis? All right? Always display your authority. Always order things to get done. Don't request it. Always order it. Make sure you get a covenant of peace with your higher power put on the record. Let them know you have a bond with your higher power. Always demand, where does their presumed authority derive? Where does your presumed authority arrive? Always get on the record. Am I public property? Is your presumed authority superior to all authority of all the world? Yes or no? Always demand, if you're talking to them, always demand to put their oath of office on the record and their authority on the record. Always, who made you the judge? I can't just take your word for it. No, I need to know your boss. Who made you judge? No, it's not hard to get a judge just bam. Yeah, so we went over the bonds. Make sure you check out this book, Predator and His Bonds. So this is basically is going to help you understand the importance of the bonds. You know, I've done classes already over this. It goes over what the appearance bond is, okay? Some of the things we were just talking about. A performance bond is an appearance bond. The rules of the game. It's going to break it down when dealing with the court, all right? So just to go over them real quick. Rule number 1, the fiction and the real cannot mix. The public and the private cannot mix. Rule number 2, stay in honor at all costs, or you go unto a negative avertment, all right? There is no money, just fiat currency and credit. Just know that. There's no money, just fiat currency and credit. So look, it talks about the performance bond too. The performance bond is the type of contract bond which protects against loss due to the inability or refusal of a contract or to perform his contract, such as normally required on public construction projects. So I just wanted y'all to see that. Like, everything's in there that I'm going over. Everything is in there that I'm going over. So there's no money. Rule number 5, do not participate in public plays. It all has to do with trust. And there's all the different definitions of trust. Trust, indenture, exchanger, truster, settler, trust corpus, creator, trustee, legal title, beneficiary, equitable title, surety, creditor. Letting you know who you are. Figure out who you are. Who is the beneficiary of the original trust? The beneficiary changes each time a new trust is created. You're the original beneficiary, though. If you choose your beneficial interest, if you choose not to use it, the citizens of the state that created it are the beneficiaries. So when you start understanding truly what's going on, I'm giving y'all all the game, all the dope. You see it right there. It's right there. Everything's an administrative process, like I've been saying. And you have to go through the administrative processes first. This is how you assess the tax, assess the situation, see what's going on, and then shoot it to the IRS, because all courts are tax courts if they do not have permission from Congress. I hope that makes sense. It's all a game. Yes. KZ says it's all a game. That's it. That's it. That's what I got for y'all tonight, man. I'm going to call it a night tonight. Just showing y'all what it is, man. There's a lot of material to go through. But even the ecclesiastical deed poll, that's on the private side as well. Just make sure you get it on file because they switch jurisdictions. You know, they get their power from canon law. So this gets you on the spiritual side. You know, you gotta understand the Bible's a fact in the courtroom. They get you on different angles. So not only do they get you on their contracts, they get you because they say your first contract is with your higher power. So they claim to be your clergy as well. So this gets your status updated on the spiritual side, so to speak. It's called the ecclesiastical deed poll. And I hope that makes sense for you as well. Jay Fox says this was a great class. Pharaoh Tuck says simple court is playing the battlefield or playing the battle. That's it. Learn the game. Learn how to become a power piece in commerce. Up to you. With that, I'm out, man. Much peace and love. Give me a couple hours. I'll get these videos uploaded in the Google Drive class and updated and get it. You know, the screen share goes to the YouTube channel members, and then the regular class goes for the regular YouTube. I appreciate the love and support. We got the notes to police from the beginning. Start getting deeper in depth. I'm just touching the basics of what's going on right now. I gave y'all enough information to be able to hold any judge right now, man. Especially if you've been following all my classes. There's another book in there going with Trading with the Enemy, 40 Statutes 411, October 6, 1917, HR 4960, Trading with the Enemy. 65th Congress, Chapter 106. I've put this all in my dispute letters, man. But these are all the facts. This is all the records, all right? 65th Congress. Take a look. Trading with the Enemy Act. I appreciate all the love and support. Satan says unity and wholeness. Core G says yes, indeed. Cheryl, peace and love. Give thanks, yes. Thank you so much. Much gratitude. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Bingo makes total sense, Malik. I appreciate you. Peace and love. That's from Russ. Kenny Elmore else is definitely. Girl Touch says yes. Love this class. 4G says yes. Thanks for the time. Yes, man. Much peace and love. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to put the link in here one more time. Make sure y'all can get the link. No, I ain't see your message, man. But I'm going to make sure y'all can get the link one more time. Islam, Stevie B. Make sure y'all get the link one more time. Kenny said he's going to bring me to Naptown, Indianapolis. There's the link. Give y'all some extra time, man. I appreciate y'all too, man. Thank y'all for making me relevant. Because when I first started learning this, man, there was a lot of people that told me I was crazy, man. There was a lot of people that told me I was crazy. Especially when I brought trading with the enemy up. Oh, yeah, another thing I did fail to mention today is the letter of rogatory. So let me say that first. So before dealing with any court, a letter of rogatory is what you send to the courts. This is a foreign letter to the courts. This is a letter of rogatory. Fill in the blanks just for you, okay? You're sending a letter to the courts for relief, and you're putting the facts on. And I've done videos just the other day about this letter of rogatory relief. This should go on file with any court case, and you should attach the W-9 with this file, all right? And it's just breaking it down. Hey, we know you're a corporation. We know this court's a fraud. We know who you're dealing with. We know the fraud. We know that you're converting into securities with the DTC in New York. You have an escrow agent in the Federal Reserves. We're in Chicago and New York. You know, we know what you're doing in Chicago and New York. You got a Dun & Bradstreet number. We know it takes 9 months for it to mature into a security. We know that you have an account with the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, under Interpol. Read this, man. It's deep. We know that the indictments are true bills, meaning they are negotiable instruments. The district attorney failed to give me a 1099 OID showing me the recipient of the funds, which is a fraud upon me. Because you get the funds and they're saying you're gifting it to them. That's really what's going on. So make sure you just dig deep in all of this. Letter of rogatory goes with everything starting off, man. With that, I'm out. Much peace and love. Prosperity is your birthright. Listen, I'm an angel. Been looking for this info. Learned it all in the facts. Yes, sir. Much peace and love. I love y'all, man. I'm out. Have a good night. Just get off to a good week. Make sure y'all get your affirmations. Beginning with the word of God, the word with God. All right. So understand that you create your prosperity. You create your future. It all starts with the thoughts, and you can start controlling your subconscious mind and start controlling the way you think, which will control your actions by speaking forth your prosperity. Speak forth what you want to happen so you can start controlling your mind and creating a better world out here for yourself and for humanity. Much peace and love. I'm out.